Hello, welcome to my official YouTube podcast, Gaurav here. So, look, guys, I can say sorry to you first of all because I haven't been in stuck in railway station right now. So you will hear some of the noises, so you can guys avoid it right now. But most of the times, Michael will say the feedback about the today's match. Michael, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. Not so exciting
Yeah.
to be back today.
Yeah, I can totally understand, but I'm very much excited. I'm very much happy. You can see that I did told you that I will be in the Ahmedabad Stadium. So I just returned from the Ahmedabad Stadium and currently at railway station right now. So tell me what, look, there has been a lot of discussion about there has to be a lot of points to be discussed, but I can understand you have a very short time. So what's went wrong? Is it about the bowling? Is it about the batting? What went wrong for New Zealand?
Oh, look, it's India were too good. I think is the number one thing. Look, there were a couple of things. There was about 6 or 7 times that I saw. I didn't watch the whole innings because time zones. Um, there were about 6 or 7 times where the ball was just away from a fielder, like Glenn Phillips diving in the outfield. The ball just went past him. Santner diving, almost got the catch, ended up knocking it over the boundary for four. Things like that. There was probably 20 runs there, just in those sort of incidents where it was almost there but not there for New Zealand. And those little bits of luck then changed the sort of. If New Zealand were chasing 200 in that game, I think that would have been a really close. On that pitch, 200 would have been a really close chase. But they were chasing 255. You've got to go for everything. You can't take your time to wait. Bumrah bowled really well, and I think New Zealand didn't play him very well, which is unusual. New Zealand's normally got a pretty good plan for Bumrah, but they didn't play him very well today. But you got to say India played really well, and India deserved to win. To win a cricket game, you need some luck, but you've also got to be good enough, and India were well and truly good enough.
But New Zealand did come back on after the 15th over, I guess, because at one point of time, it looked like India could have easily get 270 on this pitch. But that Jimmy Nisham over was quite impressive. I think he picked up 3 wickets on that over, and on those 2 3 overs, India didn't manage. I think India did manage to score only one boundary, but on the last over, India got the momentum. But again, as I said, New Zealand could have been chasing 270 on this track.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's ironic that a lot of people are complaining about Neesham being dropped when not being dropped when Neesham was probably the best performer in the team, and at least with the ball. I think Tim Seifert was outstanding today again. In a really tricky situation. Coming in having to score at two a ball, and what he ended up. I can't remember what his final score was, but it was about he was going at about two a ball when he got out. He did really well, but really this today is not about New Zealand. It's about India. India played really well and are deserved winners.
Look, as you told me today was all about India. But tell me one thing: uh, everything was seems to be clicking for Team India, right? Today, right from the start, right from the opening. Abhishek Sharma was on brilliant test today, but you need to appreciate Sanju Samson no matter what because he was the guy who was out of the team for a longer period of time. Come back on a must-win game against West Indies, scored some uh, handy knock at the most win games. I think he scored 90 at the West Indies in the one day. After that, I think did score some runs in the semi-final also and come back and scored in the final also. So Sanju Samson has been the revelation for Team India in this knockout games.
Yeah, look, I mean, phenomenal performance from Sanju Samson. 350s in 5 matches. That's it's to get more than to get more than half your innings at 50 is extraordinary in T20 with the amount of variability in T20. You've got to be an exceptional player to do that. And we've seen, look, we've watched him in the IPL and we've watched him, throughout, and it's very clear that he's talented, but he took it to the next level in this tournament. He's certainly, you know, he may well be playing in this team for quite a while if he keeps that up.
And again, people doesn't give a lot of credit to Shivam Dubey, but once again he showed his class today. Again, smashed 20 runs in no time in the last over. He usually more often than not contribute a lot of runs in the lower down the order.
Yeah, and look, I mean, you got to say he had a little bit of luck. Santner probably should have caught that first ball, and he would have been out for four. And everyone was saying, "Oh, another failure for Dubé," but he didn't. He got that luck, and he made the most of it. Then just completely took Nisham apart after that. And you know, it didn't matter if it was on pace or off pace. He destroyed it. You know, and that's part of that's cricket. You get a little bit of luck. How do you use it? Are you going to use it? Are you going to make the most of it, or are you going to throw it away again? He got a little bit of luck and he used it. And you know, that's you need that playing at that position. You know, you've got to go after everything. You can't. No one can hit everything cleanly. You're going to have to rely on a little bit of luck going your way. But when you get it, you make the most of it. And he did. He didn't go into a shell. He just. A lot of players would have hit a single after getting dropped. Not him. He went straight after trying to hit the next ball of the boundary and did it. You know, outstanding.
Final question before you go. Did New Zealand play their best cricket in this tournament?
No, I mean we've had a few players play well, but it's been a couple of pretty scratchy performances. We got thrashed by South Africa. We lost to England, a game we should have won. The games against both Canada and Oman were disappointing. Could have gone a lot better. Really, we played two good games, or three good games in the tournament. Yeah, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, and South Africa. And you know, look, if we'd won the final, no one would have been complaining. But I don't think that we. Look, I think we could have played better. You know, but that's T20. I said at the start, a team needed to win 4 games in a row. Well, India turned out you only need to win 3 games in a row. But you know, that's what was needed, was to get their. I know did they win 4 games in a row? They did four in a row at the end. It was New Zealand would have won 3
Yeah.
if we'd won. Yeah, 4
Yes.
games in a row. That's what you need.
They
You
won a
need to
4
get
game in
into
a
the
row.
position and then win 4 games in a row. And India got into the position and won those 4 games in a row. And that's where it came down to. You know, New Zealand got in position, won a couple of them, but didn't get across the line.
Thank you, Michael. It was a pleasure talking to you once again. I know you don't
I'm going to
have
go to work now.
much time to discuss about it. Yeah, thank you. But it was a pleasure talking to you once again. And I hope we'll see you next time once again. Thank you.
Yep. Sounds good. Right. Catch you later.